Well, dear uncles.
Hello.
How does this fine day find you?
Oh, just peachy.
It's a beautiful day.
So yeah, and you said it's raining up where you are.
Well, it's just gray today. We had bananas snow because it doesn't really snow that much in Vancouver, which not a lot of people know, but it doesn't snow that much here. But it snowed like 14 inches, and the city was shut down.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Yeah.
If it's anything like I've been in Seattle, which is fairly nearby,
Yep.
during a freak snowstorm, and everybody just loses their goddamn mind.
A panic sets in, and I'm sure there were incidents of cannibalism. I'm certain of it. So,
No, we had 14 inches yesterday, and everyone just rolled with the punches.
I know
Friday,
they don't even close school. Like that's just Utah, right? So
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. I'm glad it's nice there. It's going to get nice here. I just hope, and but it doesn't matter because it's nice here on the internet, and we have episode 122.
Yeah.
So far, they have all fallen in a sequential order, which I think is we deserve some credit for.
Yeah,
And,
I mean we've made the math work out. We had to work hard on that.
yeah, it's not easy, guys. And
The Mayans, we went with the Mayans on that one.
we are in the long count now. So, speaking of the long count, I have some fun today. We're going to meet a new group of people, and if you want to meet any of them, you're probably going to have to get a visitor's pass at any of the dozen penitentiaries.
Yes,
but
indeed.
I'm going to talk about the creativity movement.
Ooh, and creative is a creative title for them.
It's a bit generous.
And then I am going to chat a little bit about a symbol that we here in these United States see all the time, and it's wrong.
And I'm going to do a kind of heretics roundup of stories in the news that somehow ends up with people smelling my taint.
So trigger warning for the entire episode, everybody.
Yeah, be prepared to throw your phone out of the window of the bus. So
Or yourself. I do whatever you got to do.
So you can auto defenestrate at any time during this broadcast. So with that warning, let us proceed very cautiously into episode 122 of the How to Heretic, brought to you live by the Wonder Bible.
Tally ho! Hey, Uncle Doug.
Uncle Dan.
I am in the market.
Oh.
I don't have.
Are you in or on?
I'm both.
Okay.
But I don't currently have a religion.
Well, as Mormons,
All right.
we were taught to be in the market, but not of the market.
Right. Yes, indeed. That's
Right.
That's always a good thing to be.
Yeah.
Anywho, I don't have a religion, as you know.
Yeah.
Maybe I need one.
Hey, I'm always open-minded.
I'm not always open-minded, but Uncle Mark might be.
We are seekers, aren't we? We're always looking for that religion to join. We're just, fool me once. But you know how I love to introduce everyone to odd and overlooked religions, right? I love that.
Sure.
And, some are better than others, and some are worse. But pretty much all of them, when you dig down deep enough, or maybe not all that deep at all, are racist, right? So good news today, guys.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Our new friends require no digging at all to find the bigot in the haystack. So I don't know if you boys know this, but we are white. We're white people. And
you guys
according to the literature I've been reading this weekend, that's great news for us. Yes. We three middling mediocrities were born superior to all the other races. We are essentially genetically identical to, which I think is amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's good to be lucky. So,
Yeah.
according to the shocking abundance of white supremacist literature on the internet, I don't know if you guys know that's out there, but there's a lot. We are the best. Well, except for the Jews, obviously, who are much more clever and conniving and way better at playing the long game than we are.
Oh.
And, of course, the Asians, meaning Chinese/Japanese, are actually intellectually superior to us. So
What?
Shit. And, of course, the African race, we're all of the African race, are physically stronger and faster than us. So, yeah. But we're superior in all the other categories, especially
Everything that's left over.
We're number 9. We're number 9.
especially the being white one. And what is white
Yeah.
superiority if not an effort to eliminate everyone we oddly admit to being better than us, right, guys? So that's true. Like a lot of this white stuff is like, well, the Asian is obviously intellectually superior, and the African, of course, is faster and stronger. By the end, it's like, yeah, white people suck. What do we have? Anyway.
Pretty sure we're better at badminton than all of them.
I don't actually think so.
I think the Indians probably have us there, but
it's just by default. Nobody else plays.
Agree to disagree. Well,
croquet.
Here's where our wonderful new friends in the creativity movement come in, guys. Also known as the Church of the Creator, and also the World Church of the Creator. After all the inevitable schisms, murders, arrests, suicides, and bankruptcies. You see, it's not fair that religion is only for casual racists. Straight up Nazis can have religion too, guys. And if the Trump years have taught us anything, it's that there's very fine people on both sides. So let's discuss one such very fine Nazi, the founder of the Church of the Creator, and the seriously not creative at all creativity movement, one Bernhard, because obviously, Ben Klassen. Bernhard, who would become Ben, was born in the Ukraine in 1918 and raised as a Ukrainian Mennonite, which is now a thing I know there are. His family immigrated to Saskatchewan, Canada, when he was 5 via one-year stopover in Mexico for reasons unexplained. Later in life, Klassen dabbled in real estate in Los Angeles and Nevada, where he and a partner founded the town of Silver Springs. So that's a Ben Klassen fact you now know. Want more Klassen facts? Okay. He also filed a patent in 1956 for his Can Electric, a wall-mounted electric can opener, but was crushed under the hobnailed boot of Big Electric Can Opener just a few years later.
Oh.
Yeah. As with Hitler's watercolor dreams...
I'm sure he then went on to modify it slightly and turn it into the e-meter, which he now uses for all of his
If only he was that
followers.
Interesting. So, as with Hitler's watercolor dreams and Castro's baseball hopes, history must learn not to crush such beautiful butterflies, as we shall see with Klassen. So later he served in the Florida State House of Representatives before he became a vice chair of a group of Floridians supporting gloriously famous racist George Wallace for president. You can begin to see our friend Bernhard taking a turn here, can't you? Then he joined the John Birch Society, but quit after he found their attitude towards the internationalist Jewish menace insufficiently hysterical.
Right.
Yes, that John Birch Society was insufficiently racist for Bernhard. So, what's a George Wallace-loving, Jew-hating, Ukrainian, time-saving, kitchen gadget-inventing Nazi to do? Why, form a religion, silly. So, founded as
are we talking about Lev Parnas, or are we talking about your guy?
Well, maybe. He's probably got a picture with this guy. So, founded as the Church of the Creator in 1973, true to form of classic cult founders, he accompanied this announcement with a 500-page tome called Nature's Eternal Religion. I found a bunch of quotes online in hopes of mining some entertaining zingers for y'all, but other than the very liberal use of the N-word, it's just so fucking boring. Suffice it to say, it's classic white identity drivel with a twist. And that twist is no Jesus.
Oh. Skun-dun-dun.
That's right. Unlike a lot of white nationalist Christian identity goobers who claim Jesus was a white guy and hated the Jews, of which he was one, the creativity movement is essentially atheist. They don't believe in God or heaven or hell or an afterlife of any kind, but also don't consider themselves atheists, since they themselves are the creators of the white race that not God ordained to be the master race after all the races that are better at stuff are gone. See?
Okay.
They see eternal life as the genetic continuation of the white race, as passed on from one generation of Nazis who skipped bail to the next via the very white, life-giving goo each white warrior carries in his balls. Klassen, who, by the way, looks like Walt Disney took ayahuasca unawares, also rejected the label of atheism because he thought it was a negative approach to a positive evil. He said, I don't know, so many double negatives here. He said atheism lacked a positive creed and programmed to replace the Abrahamic religions and was not inherently racist. Oh, sadly, there are plenty of atheists out there trying to make a liar out of Klassen on that last front.
But not inherently. It's just one of those add-ons that you can choose at the dealership if you want one.
Yeah, it's an aftermarket plug-in. It's great. Yeah, it's you can talk to Sargon about that. So, In addition to eschewing Jesus because they argue no one can prove he existed, okay,
Fair.
1 point for the creativity movement, and claiming that Christianity was really a Jewish invention foisted on the credulous Christians to control them, okay, half a point, creativity movement. Yes, the whole thing was a Jewish invention, but Christians just up and stole it.
And also, so is Judaism.
Yes. Yes, they made that too. So nice try, creators, as they call themselves. They are also to avoid and condemn miscegenation, obviously, homosexuality, okay, rude,
Doy.
but also whining, complaining, and superstition.
They just got me.
Wait. I've never met a less whiny or a more whiny crowd than racists. So
Yeah, they're very whiny.
I'm interested. If we can get racists to just shut the fuck up,
Right.
I'm kind of on board.
I would
Tell us
prefer a
more.
quieter racist. And because Nazis want to live long and white prosper, the creators are encouraged to eat a raw food vegan diet found in their 14 points of salubrious living, kind of a Nazi word of wisdom. And for the record, there is no word I hate saying as much as salubrious.
I love it.
It's my moist. Ugh. Gives me the chills.
I prefer Hieronymus.
So Klassen, who looked like Salvador Dali got stung by a Portuguese man-o-war, also published The White Man's Bible, a nearly 400-page doorstop I did not read because my Amazon recommended reading list already screams no-fly list because of this fucking show. But excerpts I read do little to differentiate it from the N-word laced, free associative ramblings of the 500 pages of Nature's Eternal Religion.
Oh my God.
Klassen was also very proud of himself for coining the battle cry of the oppressed white man, Rahowa.
Is that like Weebelows?
Kind of. It's acronymish for racial holy war, so it's the first two letters of each word, right? Rahowa.
Oh God. Racial holy war. I love it.
He was
The
MAGA
the
before
holy
MAGA
part-
was cool.
The holy part is a little confusing, but okay.
Yeah, whatever. They're all idiots. So his Bible claims that the U.S. government, or as he calls it, the Zionist occupational government, is entirely controlled by... Can you guess, Uncle Dan?
I have so many possibilities in my head, and yet one keeps jumping out real strong. The Jews.
The Jews. The Jews will try to prevent the creativity movement from its inevitable triumph, probably over a seasonally closed bird refuge in Oregon for a couple weeks, I reckon. So by any means necessary struggle of life and death, a preservation of the white race will ensue. And, of course, they abhor any use of violence. Wink.
Oh.
Winky wink.
Yeah, exactly.
More on that in just a tick. So, this is all well and good, Uncle Mark, I'm sure people are saying. But do they have holidays? Why, yes.
No.
Yes, they do, friends. Why, coming right up in barely a fortnight is South Victory Day. And it's not what you think. On January 26th, it celebrates that glorious day the British arrived in Australia in 1788 and began killing anything and everything that was not them.
Oh, wow.
I was certain that was going to be a Confederacy thing.
Yeah.
Nope. February 20th is, of course, Klassen Day. It's a special time with the very few people you don't hate to celebrate the birth of the guy who declared the holiday, Bernhard Ben Klassen, whom,
Right.
I cannot stress enough, looks like a silent movie hypnotist who looked into the mirror at just the wrong moment. And because this is how holidays work, the very next day, February 21st, is Founding Day, celebrating the publication of Nature's Eternal Religion. But don't confuse Founding Day with all the ballyhoo on March 20th, Foundation Day, a day to think about race war. Seriously.
Okay, these
And, of
guys
course-
have a lot of holidays.
When is St. Honky's Day?
Well, it's coming up.
Okay.
And of course, who doesn't enjoy the festivities of dumb Nazi Hanukkah, Festum Album, from December 26th to January 1st, celebrating the joys of, and I shit thee not, the Wounded Knee Massacre of 1890.
Oh my God.
When U.S. cavalry troops massacred 300 Lakota men, women, and children. Happy holidays, everyone.
Wow.
It's called Festive Album? Festive
Festum Album.
Festive
Yeah.
Album.
Somebody found a Latin dictionary at the library.
For the rest of us.
And there's going to be more Latin coming up. You'll quite enjoy it. So,
Oh, good.
okay. So I think I've laid out the very clear, very sensible, violence eschewing, yet Mad Max race war pining principles of the creativity movement. No?
Yeah.
Well, what is a religion but those who follow it, right? So let's take a peek-see at some of these fine religious, not at all insecure about being white people, shall we, guys?
Please.
Creativity movement acolyte and reverend in the creativity movement, George Loeb, murdered Iraq war vet and, yes, black man named Harold Mansfield Jr. in a Florida parking lot in 1991. He got life in prison, and the Southern Poverty Law Center sued Klassen and the creativity movement for $1 million for fomenting the murder in hopes of shuttering the hate group for good. A spiral of trying to dodge justice and intercreative movement betrayals naturally followed. Butch Stanko was a devotee of Klassen and his teachings.
Did you just say Butch Stanko?
I very fucking much just said Butch Stanko.
You just made me the happiest man alive.
Yeah,
that is my favorite name of all time. All racists are now Butch Stanko.
Move over, Carl Hungus.
And he is one salubrious motherfucker, let me tell you. So the now infamous Butch Stanko was a devotee of Klassen and his teachings, and could have been a successor for Klassen, who was trying to separate his white ass from any legal liabilities in a show of superior courage, but Butch was unsurprisingly serving a 6-year prison sentence for selling tainted meat to school cafeterias, because of course he was.
Is that how he got his last name?
Yeah,
then of course...
Yeah, exactly. The hint is in the name, guys. Don't buy from Stanko Farms.
Don't buy from Stanko Meats.
Like, is that how cafeterias buy meat? Some dude just rolls up the back door like, hey, check this out.
I got a truck full of meat.
So then there was Charles Altvater, a pizza delivery guy who was picked to lead the church, but then got himself arrested for trying to bomb a Baltimore cop's house. So,
holy shit.
Oopsie. Then Klassen turned over the church to a skinhead from Milwaukee for a hot minute before he lost control of him, before finally settling on Richard McCarty, a telemarketer to lord over the triumph of the white race, before Klassen himself committed the ultimate sin, killing a white man, that being his own self, by swallowing 4 bottles of sleeping pills at age 75 in 1993. He was surely overwhelmed by all the superiority. So, our intrepid racist telemarketer's
That's the true
time...
white man's burden. Is just being so goddamn superior all the time.
You just got to turn it off. So, our intrepid racist telemarketer's time as the Pontifex Maximus, yes, that's what they call their great white pope, was troubled and short. Hard to believe given the smooth sailing the creativity leadership had so far, right? So right off the bat, several members were caught trying to blow up the largest black church in Los Angeles and assassinate, of all people, Rodney King. To those unfamiliar, King was a black motorist who was beaten savagely by several police for an insanely long period, all of which was caught on video, and the acquittal of the officers kicked off 1992's massive LA riots, an exciting time I myself experienced firsthand.
Right.
So, yeah,
Well,
why
Mark,
not kill that poor guy?
I have a little skin in that game too, Mark. You might have actually been in LA during the riots, but our mother was so terrified those riots would spill over to Wilson Avenue, Salt Lake City, that we turned the lights off at like 8 p.m. every night.
Well, it was entirely probable. When you're that racist, it's entirely possible. So, other members were caught by the FBI and confessed to bombing an NAACP office in Tacoma,
Jesus.
and other plans to attack a myriad of black and Jewish and gay targets and gathering places and blow up TV and radio stations and even attack military bases, because race war is nothing if not wildly ambitious.
What the hell were they doing at Tacoma?
And didn't you say this group was avowedly like pacifist?
Well, they keep saying they eschew violence, but then everything I'm reading to you happened. So, something tells me the creativity movement's claims to eschew violence might not be on the up and up, guys.
What?
And Tacoma, Washington, and Oregon, and Idaho are there. They want to claim that as their homeland, right?
Oh my God!
So they're very active up there.
Pretty
So,
white. I'll give them that.
Pretty white.
They
So
wanna
McCarty.
rename it Stanko Land.
Yeah, put Butch Stanko's up there. McCarty the telemarketer's one notable act as Pontifex Maximus of the Church of the Creator was agreeing to disband the whole thing so the meanies at the Southern Poverty Law Center would leave them alone. Such was the caliber of this race warrior that he folded like a cheap white hood. But there's hope, guys. The movement would soon be reborn under Hitler fanboy and law student Matt Hale, who worked to bring the faith into the internet age after he was anointed Pontifex Maximus at the ripe age of 25. One of Hale's most loyal disciples was a guy called Benjamin Nathaniel Smith. When Hale was twice denied a license to practice law by the Illinois bar due to his bigotry, his friend Smith went on a rampage that left 40 people wounded and 2 people dead before he shot himself. All victims were members of minority groups Hale and the Creativity Movement railed against. Hale, of course, at first pretended, because of the courage of the superior race, he never knew Smith, but was soon forced to admit they were close and had met up just days before the shootings. Hale continued to insist the group's aims were legal, nonviolent change, while also praising the murderer of random innocent people, Smith, as a martyr. So figure that out. But then Hale...
As a martyr to himself? Because he
to the movement.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you kill yourself, do you get to be called a martyr?
Yeah, I think that's pretty weak sauce.
It feels, it doesn't feel quite right.
So then Matt Hale got himself in a little pickle when another group that already held the rights to the name World Church of the Creator sued. Judge Joan Lefkoe found in the other group's favor and ordered Hale to change the name of his Nazi Sunday school. He responded by getting himself recorded trying to arrange for the judge to be murdered.
Nice.
And is now partway through his 40-year prison sentence. While another church member got 4 years for threatening a juror in the same case. These crazy kids just can't catch a break, right?
It's so true.
Shit's not going their way. Other notable members and supporters include Craig Cobb, who is essentially an unemployable drifter, most recently known for buying condemned lots in a dying North Dakota town to create his dream of a white ethno-state in North Dakota called Trump Creativity. So yeah. Thanks, Obama.
Oh, wow. There's a shock. They like Trump. Weird.
Yeah. And, of course, the Geed family. Who are the Geed family, you ask with great reluctance? Why,
I'm not sure I want to know.
They are the family who sired Lamb and Lynx Geed, better known to all music lovers as the cutie pie Nazi tween twin band Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue being an obscure Holocaust denier's reference to Zyklon B, the gas used to commit mass murder at the Nazi concentration camps. These blue-eyed blonde darlings sang about white genocide and recorded a tribute to jailed Pontifex Maximus, Matt Hale. Now, to be fair to the now 20-something Lamb and Lynx Geed, they have denounced their past beliefs and say their mother was a Nazi lunatic who coerced them into this trash. But I thought we could end this examination of a nonviolent religion comprised of clearly superior people with some lyrics from Prussian Blues, 2005, chart not smashing, not a hit, Ocean of Warriors. As I look over yonder, what do I see? I see the masses growing like a raging sea. Men and women of valor, willing to die to reach Valhalla. What do I see up over there? Today's stormtroopers ready for the dare. All I see in the distance is an ocean of warriors marching forward to battle. An ocean of warriors ready to kill with a fist of steel. Ready to fight to cure our nation's ills. They're really reaching for the rhymes here, guys. White resistance has risen, freed from the bond of this emotional prison. We fight for love,
but still
not for
contained
hate.
within a literal prison, mostly,
Yes.
largely.
Most of them, yes. We fight for love, not hate, to banish the cowards to traitors' gates. All I see in the distance is an ocean of warriors marching forward to battle. An ocean of warriors. Spirits are high, as standards they fly, in orderly files, marching so proud, mile after mile. Corps after corps they lead, and when it comes time to bleed, they're gonna know that they did their best for their nation's needs.
Oh, my God.
How about that, guys? That's something,
I
right?
mean, when you open your song by rhyming C with C, you've lost me already. I'm already
So
gone.
two things. First, I definitely need a Silkwood shower after wading through the septic tank of the internet to write this here segment. And second, I found it oddly refreshing and upfront to find a religion that is so straight up about their frothing, overt, and declared racism after doing so many segments on outwardly kindly Jesus followers who try to hide the elephant of their racism under the floorboards.
Yeah.
Talking to you, Mormons. So, yay, Church of the Creator?
Good Lord.
Thank God the master race is pretty much devoid of competence because 95% of their plots went nowhere. But Jesus Christ.
Competence is the realm of the Southeast Asians. That's going to be
exactly
your
right.
Indians,
Right.
So I hope I've convinced some people out there. I think there's a growth opportunity here.
Yeah. Oh
Get
my
in
God.
there. All right.
Gross. By the way, I just Googled. I did a Google image search for Prussian blue band, and you get these adorable little blonde girls.
Yeah.
With both in matching T-shirts that have a smiley face with a little Hitler mustache and a little bit of Hitler hair. So that's cute.
about that?
Good.
Isn't that fun?
Excellent.
Yeah. Very sweet. So anybody can have kids. That's the problem with life on Earth. So
Exactly.
all right. Well, before this gets any more depressing, let's move on.
Yes.